time for attempt number 3, yet trying to record this dumb commentary for episode 1 of Whatever I Want to Freaking Do show. Let's see, I've been interrupted by my own recording software, I've been interrupted by brothers walking in, you know, today's just been great. Anyways, Dance with the Peacock, was really nervous making it. It was... I try to speed through a lot. Okay, I'll just go talk about the speeding through when it actually is important. The opening was done by someone else. I didn't make the opening, sadly, because, I don't know. I was really lazy, and someone said, hey, I'll make an opening for you. I'm like, sure. So, he went ahead. I have it now, and hopefully I'll get an actual opening for later episodes. Okay, so when making it, originally I talked about interest in making a versus show like a year ago, and it was after the my popularity with some people really dropped. So when I announced what I said I was gonna try and make a versus show, lots of people were like, nah, you can't do it, man. It's just gonna be another one of those really bad shows that won't really make it anywhere. It was just a bunch of negative feedback from a bunch of people I knew, and it really made me not want to make a versus show. Then Universes came around, and I was like, hey, maybe I can actually do this, because this format doesn't require any animation, which is the one thing that I can't really have. So I approached Leo. I'm like, hey, I was wondering if I could make a versus show in the format you've made Universes in. And he's like, sure, why not? Very shortened version of the actual conversation. But yeah, the Sans with Undertale and Versus. Sans is really interesting to work with. It's all like, depending on your point of view of him, it really kind of decides whether or not he's gonna win something. Some people say he's always gonna dodge everything. I think that's what Versus Battles say. Like, he has unknown speed, and it's like, depending on how much his opponent has killed, which honestly makes no sense. It's with everything else, actually. Everything on Sans' page is unknown, from what I remember. Like, it's just that bad. Meanwhile, everyone else scales because of stat numbers, which shouldn't be done in Versus. You never say that this character is stronger than. This character has better feats than this one because they have a higher attack number. This character has a 594 attack, and then this character has 595 attack. So that means that the guy with the 595 attack has to be much stronger than the guy with 594 attack. Please mind that the character with the 594 attack is a lower level than the guy with the 590. It's honestly the whole thing is just pretty wonky. You never work with that. The lightning speed feat, I couldn't find that everywhere. People kept shoving that into my face, and now people are like, oh man, maybe that's not actual lightning. I'm just like, what am I supposed to be doing with this? Seriously. What was it? The turn-based thing. I found that out after really kind of thinking for a while with this matchup. The whole matchup, I debated this with a friend for hours. It was ridiculous. We were originally gonna give the win to Sans actually, because of the speed feat, and then I'm like, wait, what if it's not actually legit? So we thought for a bit. I looked over everything, and it's like, oh, the speed feat might not actually be legit since he's the only one who dodges and has pre-existing knowledge of what Frisk is gonna do. So, okay, so maybe he isn't that fast actually, and he is killed because he didn't expect to be attacked while he was talking, which is usually what happens in Naruto, like, you don't attack while the other person's talking, and in any RPG. So its entire fighting style was based around that. So that he could talk and attack, and then wait for the other person to attack so he can dodge it. But fighting games, it's like, you have nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe to do anything. You are being attacked from everywhere. You are not ready. So he really couldn't handle that. Just to touch more on that. Peacock. Yeah, Undertale was fun. Undertale's a great game. It isn't the best game ever. It's fun at moments. It has its down moments that isn't really entertaining and just plain frustrating. I remember when I was playing it, I felt like robbed with a few deaths. Like some of the... Oh, it was so dumb. Peacock, on the other hand, okay. Nothing in Skullgirls is canon. Everything is non-canon. There's no official canon, and it was, so finding feats are... It's like, the non-canon allowed rule really helped with allowing me to use Skullgirls characters, since of course, none of the feats of Skullgirls is canon. The whole talking about her arsenal and powers, the whole speeding through it, that was scripted. Actually, the whole thing was I was supposed to speed through that whole thing since there was so much. Because I actually came up with that after watching Blackboard Greymon versus Mewtwo, which you should check out. It's really good. And I didn't help make it, but I'm part of the team that made it. It's really good.
She's tracked down and murdered everyone in the Mafia, with Arabella.
Yeah, the whole thing was basically I just wanted to speed through that for a comedic effect. And
she's watched every cartoon ever.
Oh yeah, watching every cartoon ever. There's some she actually did someone was saying, oh, maybe she's watched all the, that's so good stuff on the internet. And yes, she has. There is an actual in-game line where she says, I've seen enough doujins to see where this is going. And it's like or something like that. And I'm just like, It was freaking hilarious to listen to and read. Skullgirls was a fun game. I mostly play as Misfortune and Cerebella, since I kind of understand how they work, and they're like power and rushdown, which is like my two main things that I always use. I can't really do spacing well. I can't really manage resources well, which is why I can't really play like Fatista or Peacock, because Peacock has lots of range, and then meanwhile Fatista is like, you gotta set up, manage those resources, and use those resources efficiently. And it's like, how am I supposed to do that? Actually, Fatista plays a lot like Parasol, I think, actually. Like, you set up a thing, and if you get hit, that setup goes away. Except Fatista's the lolly, and Parasol is a lady. The whole prediction section. Before I started making the episode, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this, you guys want to do predictions for it? They're like, sure. So we got Carmine, Soul, and Demua to make predictions, and some of them were written, and Demua's was in a video, which really helped. The poll, be sure to, with the poll, you gotta, that's going to be appearing next episode, since I've actually gotten votes on it, of who wins. The Sans vs. Peacock poll, when I originally polled it, Sans like dominated the poll, but like after I made this episode and I explained why I believe Peacock would win. So far, from what I've seen, lots of people agree with that Peacock wins, and that I've given sufficient evidence for it. Wait, okay, yeah, the survey is also really important. I really want to know how I can improve with this whole thing, and without that, I'm probably not going to improve at all. And lots of people took the explaining what I should improve on in the comments, even though I had a survey for that. You gotta check the descriptions. You gotta do that. the survey and the straw poll will be moved to the comments when Erza vs. Saber comes out. It will also be in the description as per usual, along with everything else. As for Erza vs. Saber, I honestly, I don't really enjoy Fairy Tail all that much. And I've enjoyed Fate, and I don't let the fact that I don't really like Fairy Tail get in the way that I find Erza to be a great character. So her design is amazing. She has an interesting personality, I believe, and her backstory is pretty good, pretty bad. Like, pretty bad in terms of, oh no, this happened, and pretty good in terms of, this is why she does this. This is, gives her a motivation. It's good. What else? Ooh, so far, the predictions are, so far with what I've gotten in the straw poll, is Erza is like 1 vote above Saber, which is pretty cool. And like, oh yeah, with like a day of this episode being out, there's like 20 people subscribed, which is awesome. Like, I didn't really expect to gain that much of following. I mean, I did advertise that a whole lot, but yeah. Skullghost will be appearing again. Peacock might appear again. It really depends. I'll try to find someone better for her, because some people said the connections weren't really well with Peacock and Sans. So I will be trying to find someone better for Peacock to face. Undertale may appear again probably with Asriel. Asriel is like probably the only character that'll represent Undertale again. Maybe. Making the trailer was super fun. Making the trailer for Erza vs. Saber was fun. I tried to make it so like the clips were in tune with the music, or sort of like when the spear hits the ground, like the explosion goes with the music. So, yeah, I really hope when I bring out Erza vs. Saber that you guys enjoy it. So, thanks for watching. Have a good day.